Did you seriously forget? He didn't look up from his phone. Forget what? I stood there in the kitchen, holding the tiny cake Maya dropped off for me that afternoon. Chocolate ganache, my favorite. A single candle already half melted. From being relit twice, my birthday, Josh. My voice was steady, but something inside me crumbled, his brow furrowed as if I was accusing him of something outlandish. Shit. Babe, I'm sorry. Work's been hell this week. Just don't say you forgot because of work. I said I'm sorry. He finally set the phone down. I'll make it up to you tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow. Always. Tomorrow, it's not just the date. You've been gone. Even when you're here. I placed the cake on the counter, untouched. You don't talk to me. You come home late. You sleep facing the other way. I feel like I'm living with a ghost. Josh exhaled and rubbed the back of his neck. Babe, come on. It's just been a rough quarter. I'm drowning at the firm. I didn't mean to. His phone buzzed on the table. I glanced at it. He didn't move. I didn't mean to look. It was just there. Bold and cruel. Can't wait to see you tonight. Bring that wine. I love. Winky face. My stomach turned. I picked up the phone slowly. Who's Harper? His face paled for a second. Just one. She's from marketing. We're working on the Evermore pitch together. She wants you to bring wine. Josh laughed. Too quickly. Too high-pitched. It's just a joke. That's how she is. I stared at him. And you? It's not what you think. I haven't even said what I think yet. He got up. Look, I have a meeting. I really don't want to fight right now. It's 8:30. On my birthday. He didn't answer. He grabbed his keys and slid past me. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. I followed him to the door. Are you seriously walking out right now? I told you. This pitch is huge. The door closed behind him. No kiss. No hug. Not even a glance back. I stood in the silence for a long time. Long enough for the candle to finish melting onto the cake. Later, I tried to eat a slice. Couldn't taste a thing. I went upstairs and sat on the edge of our bed, staring at the crumpled sheets. I reached for my phone. No texts. No apologies. No anything. The house was too quiet. Like it was holding its breath. I opened my laptop. Just to distract myself. Just to scroll. Just to feel something other than this low, humming ache. His email was still logged and I didn't mean to click. But I did, and I saw her name again. Harper. 23 unread emails. A folder marked Client Strategy that I doubted held anything. Professional. I opened one. Then another. My hands shook. Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about it. You looked so hot when you whispered my name. She has no idea, does she? I wanted to vomit. No. I wanted to scream, but instead, I sat there. Frozen. My fingers hovered over the trackpad. I couldn't stop clicking. My eyes devoured every sickening word. Every timestamp. Every attachment. Photos. Plans. Inside jokes. I was never part of. I slammed the laptop shut. My breath came in short gasps. He didn't forget my birthday. He chose to erase it. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might stop. I reached for my wedding ring, twisted it back and forth. How long? I whispered into the darkness. How long has he been lying to me? The bedroom felt smaller. Like the walls were closing in. I curled under the blanket. Fully clothed. Clutching a pillow like it could anchor me. The tears didn't come until hours later, and when they did, they didn't stop. Coffee's on the counter, I said, slipping his travel mug into his hand. My smile felt fake. Maybe it was, thanks, babe. He kissed my forehead like he hadn't just texted Harper until 2 a.m. You've got that client call at 11, right? Yeah, back-to-backs all day. Don't wait up again. I never do, I muttered, but he didn't hear it. Or maybe he chose not to. He walked out the door. I waited exactly 3 minutes, then opened the laptop. Password, our wedding date. Too ironic to laugh at anymore. Harper, lunch tomorrow? Same place? Missed you last night. Still thinking about what you whispered in my ear. I took screenshots. Foldered and labeled, insurance.at 2:13 p.m., I called his office. Hi, this is Rachel Bennett, Josh's wife. I'm so sorry, I must have mixed up our calendar. Did he have a lunch today? His assistant hesitated. No, not today. He's out of office until 3. Perfect. Thanks so much. I hung up and stared at the wall. Where were they now? Hotel? Backseat of his car? Her apartment. The thoughts came like static. I couldn't shut them off. How long had this been happening? Did he fall in love with her? Did he use protection? Did he think of me while lying to my face? I barely noticed Maya calling, "You alive in there?" Barely. Have you eaten anything today? I had toast this morning. That's not food. You sound like a ghost. I'm just tired. You're lying. I know. Maya was quiet. Then, you want me to come over? No. I need to be alone for a bit. I sat on the floor of our walk-in closet after that, scrolling through messages I'd read 20 times already. One stuck out, do you think she knows? He replied, she doesn't ask questions. It's weird. Weird. I was weird for trusting my husband. That night, he came home with Thai food. My favorite. He never brought food home. Hey, figured you had a rough day. Thought I'd surprise you. I forced a smile. Thanks. He unpacked the containers. Red curry, right? Extra spicy? Yep. He sat across from me, watching. You okay? You've been quiet lately. I'm fine. You sure? I shoved noodles around with my fork. Just work stress. You know how it is. He nodded. I love you, you know. I choked on my water. He reached over, brushing his fingers along my wrist. Seriously. I don't say it enough. I looked at him, his familiar eyes, the same mouth that kissed her. Yeah. I know. Every word made me want to scream. Instead, I smiled. Later, he fell asleep with his arm over me like always. I lay there, stiff as a board, staring at the ceiling. My thoughts screamed where my voice wouldn't. You liar. You coward. You chose her, but I said nothing, not yet. Tomorrow, I'd make another accidental call. Maybe to Harper's work. Maybe to the hotel front desk. Maybe I'd follow him. Maybe I already had. I looked at the man snoring beside me. I didn't recognize him anymore, but worse, he didn't recognize me, and he was about to. Where are you going tonight? I asked, keeping my voice flat. Drinks with the team. Just decompressing after this insane week. Team is in? Marketing? Yeah. You know how it is. Late push before the launch. I smiled. Of course. Have fun. He leaned in to kiss my cheek. I let him. My skin crawled up. By 6:45, I was parked across the street from the Hollow. A dim-lit bar he once called too loud for dates. I watched the entrance like it was a stage. At 7:03, he walked in. At 7:11, she followed. Harper. Tight red dress. Tan trench coat. Black heels. My heels? No, just looked like mine. She sat beside him at the bar. No one else from work. No team. She leaned in. He touched her hand. They laughed. I felt it in my throat, rage curling up like smoke. At 7:26, she threw her head back laughing, and her hand landed on his chest, and then I saw my perfume. She wore my perfume, not something like it. Mine, amber sandalwood. Warm spice. Josh hated it, said it was too bold. He used to gag whenever I wore it, and now she wore it for him. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles ached. I could walk in right now, I whispered. Order a drink. Spill it on his lap. Ask him if she knows he still sleeps next to his wife. I imagined it clearly. Her eyes widening. Him stumbling for words. My voice cutting through the bar like a blade. Enjoy my leftovers. But I didn't move. I watched them. Watched her sip his drink. Watched him whisper something in her ear. My vision blurred. Not from tears. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even shocked anymore. I was boiling. At 7:49, he checked his phone. Probably looking for a message from me. I sent none. At 8:02, they left together. I didn't follow. I didn't need to. I knew exactly where they were going. I drove home in silence. No music. No calls. Just the sound of my breath, sharp and fast. The house was dark when I entered. I sat on the floor by the door, coat still on. I imagined her in his car. Laughing. Maybe kissing him between red lights. I pictured her hands on him. Her mouth. Her voice, every image stabbed, and yet I didn't cry. I burned. My phone lit up. A text. From him, late night. Don't wait up. Love you. I stared at the words. Read them twice. 3 times, love you, liar. I walked upstairs. Took off my shoes. Peeled off my clothes like they were skin I didn't want anymore. I in the bathroom, I opened the drawer. Found the same perfume. Sprayed it on my neck. My wrists. My chest. I inhaled deeply. Does she know where the scent came from? I said to the mirror. Did he tell her he stole it off his wife's dresser? I pictured her sniffing her wrist. Smiling. I smiled back, cold and hollow. He gave her the version of me he couldn't handle, the boldness. The fire. The scent. Fine, let her wear my perfume. Let her borrow my man, because I was done being silent. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to cry. I was going to end this. On my terms, not his. Not hers, mine. Josh, take you, Rachel, to be my lawfully wedded wife. Are you even listening? I blinked. The candlelight from the restaurant flickered against his face like a lie refusing to hold still. He sighed. I was saying we should go up to the cabin next weekend. Get away. Reset. Reset? Like we were a phone he could power off and pretend wasn't glitching. Sure, I said, swirling the wine I wasn't drinking. His fork clinked against his plate. You don't seem into this. This? Dinner? Us? Anything? I looked at his hands. No ring. He hadn't worn it in months. I twisted mine slowly. I still wore it. Even now. Stupid habit, Josh, I said, keeping my tone steady. Do you remember what you said during our vows? He froze. Of course I do. Then say them. He blinked. What? Say them. Just a line. Any line. He dropped his napkin. Onto the table. What's the point of this? I just want to know if they still mean anything to you. He pushed back his chair. Let's not do this here. People are watching. They should. Silence. Thick, embarrassing, public, let's go, he said tightly. We didn't speak in the car. The only sound was my ring clinking against the door handle as I tapped my fingers, over and over. I think couples therapy is a great idea, I told him the next morning. He looked up from his phone. You do? Yeah. I think we need a space where we can be honest. He nodded slowly. If you think it'll help. Help who, Rachel, the therapist said, why don't you start? I opened my mouth. Closed it. I feel like I'm screaming underwater. And no one hears me. Josh put a hand on my back. I flinched. I don't know when we stopped being partners, I continued. But I'm tired of feeling invisible. The therapist turned to him. Josh? He sighed. I think Rachel's just been really distant lately. My eyes narrowed. She barely talks to me. She doesn't seem interested in anything I say. I try to connect, but she pushes me away. I almost laughed. Do you feel rejected by her? The therapist asked. Yes. Honestly, yes. You cheated on me, I said. Silence. That's a big accusation, the therapist said carefully. It's not an accusation. It's a fact. Josh cleared his throat. We've been disconnected for a long time. I didn't plan, you didn't trip and fall into her, I snapped. See? He turned to the therapist. This is what I mean. She's angry. She lashes out. There's no trust left. My mouth dropped. No trust left? You erased the trust. I made mistakes, he said. But she's changed. She's not the same woman I married. She's sitting right here, I muttered. Try using you. He didn't blink. You used to laugh. You used to dance in the kitchen. Now you look at me like I'm a stranger. Because you are, I whispered. The therapist glanced. Between us. What do you both want from this? I want to fix it, he said. If she still does. I stared at the tissue box on the table. My voice came out cold. I want the truth. And I want him to stop pretending I'm the broken one. Afterwards, in the car, he turned the key but didn't drive. I said I was trying. You rewrote the whole story in there. What are you talking about? You made it sound like I just drifted away. Like this all started with me. Like you were reacting instead of choosing. I was reacting. You haven't looked at me the same in months. Because you lied. Because you cheated. Because you buried our vows like they were disposable. He hit the steering wheel. I don't know what you want from me. I looked out the window. I want you to stop rewriting history. He was quiet. I still remember every word of our vows, I whispered. Do you know why? He didn't answer. Because I meant them. And in that moment, I knew he wasn't just breaking us. He was rewriting me, and I wasn't going to let him write the ending. Hey, you heading out again? He asked, leaning against the doorway like nothing had changed. Yeah. Dinner with Maya. He checked his watch. It's already 8. She made a late reservation. You know Maya. You've been out a lot lately. I zipped up my jacket. So have you. He hesitated. You seeing someone? I turned slowly. What did you just say? You've been different. Distant. You barely look at me. You come home late. I laughed. I actually laughed. That's rich, coming from you. I'm serious, Rachel. So am I. Silence. Then, you used to tell me everything. I used to believe I could. I walked past him. He didn't try to stop me. The next morning, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open. What's ya doing? He asked, grabbing a mug. Just finances, I said lightly. Cleaning things up. Need help? Nope. I've got it. What I didn't say, closed the joint savings. Moved my half to a separate account. Changed the beneficiary on my life insurance. Hired a divorce attorney last Tuesday. I stirred my coffee. Numb. Numb felt better than shattered. He leaned against the counter, phone to his ear. Yeah, babe, I'll call you when I leave. Nah, she's in the other room. I smiled into my mug. He still thought I didn't know. Let him laugh. Let him lie. I'd already taken the jewelry. The documents. The heirloom ring his grandmother gave us. Locked in my parents' safe. He thought I was still here. But I'd already left in all the ways that mattered. 3 days later, he knocked on the bathroom door. You okay? Fine. You've been quiet. I'm just tired. He lingered. We could talk. Maybe order in? Watch something? I'm not hungry. His voice dropped. I miss you, Ratch. I stepped out, towel around my shoulders. You miss the version of me who didn't know. He blinked. Know what? You tell me. He looked away. Whatever you think you know, I don't think. I know. He tried to reach for me. I moved. You don't get to touch me and lie to me in the same breath. That night, he came to bed early. I just want to hold you, he whispered. I said nothing. His hand slid over my waist. His lips brushed my shoulder. I miss this. I stared at the ceiling. You don't get to miss what you destroyed. Please. I let him. His fingers traced familiar lines. His breath hitched like it used to. I didn't flinch. Didn't cry out. I didn't feel a thing. Afterward, he whispered, that felt real. It wasn't. He froze. What? I felt nothing. I got up. Dressed. Left the room. No door slam. No tears. Just silence, because that was the day I stopped begging to be loved. You going out like that? Josh asked, eyes scanning. My black dress like it was unfamiliar fabric on an unfamiliar body. Yes. Where? Work dinner. Since when do work dinners require lipstick? I smirked. Since I stopped dressing for you. He blinked. Are other people from the office going? Maybe. Are you going alone? Why do you care? I'm your husband. For now. I walked out. Didn't bother explaining. Who'd be there? Didn't mention Jason. Nice to finally meet you in person, Jason said, pulling out the bar stool beside mine. Likewise. He smiled. Not a greedy smile. Not a manipulative one. Just warmed out. We talked about contracts, awkward clients, his dog that eats shoes. Can I say something? He asked. Sure. You're easy to talk to. Doesn't happen often anymore. I looked at his glass. That's just the whiskey talking. Maybe. Or maybe you're just really seen. Seen. I wasn't used to that word. That night, I posted a picture of my wine glass. Just one glass, two shadows. Subtle. Nothing explicit. Josh saw it within minutes. Nice dinner, he asked later, arms crossed. It was. Who were you with? You don't know him. I didn't ask if I knew him. Then why ask? He didn't answer. I went upstairs without another word. 2 days later. I made breakfast. For myself. Josh wandered in. No coffee for me? You have hands. He stared. You're serious? Do I look like I'm joking? Are we just roommates now? No. We're strangers sharing a house. Big difference. He muttered something under his breath. I didn't ask him to repeat it. That weekend, we had friends over. He grilled. I wore that dress again. The one he hated. Babe, maybe change into something more casual, he whispered. Maybe don't tell me what to wear. At the table, I laughed too loud. Let Aaron from down the block refill my wine. Let his hand linger a little too long when he passed the salad. Josh watched it all. Said nothing. But his jaw clenched. Later, he cornered me in the hallway. What the hell was that? Dinner. You were flirting. So? You're doing this on purpose. No, Josh. I'm just being seen. Remember what that feels like. The next week, Jason texted, that pitch landed. Drinks to celebrate? Absolutely. I didn't lie about it. Just didn't volunteer it. That night, we sat in his car for 5 extra minutes. I should go, I said. You don't have to. I do. I get it. You're still untangling. Exactly. But for the record? He smiled. I'd wait. 2 nights later, Josh stormed into the kitchen. Who's Jason? I looked up from my tea. Work. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Then why's he texting you at midnight? Why was Harper texting you in bed next to me? He flinched. I stood slowly. Now you know how it feels. To wonder. To watch. To not be enough. I didn't deserve that. I stepped closer. You deserved so much worse. He reached for my arm. Rachel, I pulled away. Don't. Just don't. I grabbed my purse. Where are you going? Away from this. Are you coming back? I didn't look at him. No, and I left. Without a single tear. Chapter 7. The perfect husband on paper. Word count. 1000 Rachel, you need to stop making this a public spectacle, my mother said over coffee. I haven't said a word. You didn't even show up to Aunt Linda's dinner. Everyone's talking. I'm not the one who cheated. I know. But you could try forgiveness. I stared at her. Did you forgive Dad for the secretary in '98? She flinched. That's different. No. It's not. Josh posted a picture of his lunch, homemade soup, bread, a quote about healing. Comments flooded in ***. You're so strong, Josh. She doesn't deserve you. You've always been the real one. I laughed. Out loud. Alone strong? Real? The man who couldn't even say the word affair to my face. Josh texted me, Maya said on the phone. He wants to grab coffee. Block him. He said he just wants to clear the air. He misses having mutual friends. He misses being worshipped. He emailed my uncle about taxes. BCC'd me. Added a line, hope Rachel is finding peace, finding peace. I muttered, clicking delete. I found your burner account. Jackass. I'd seen the posts. The subtle digs. Asterisk some people just stop trying. But you can't force love alone asterisk. Then came the call, the blocked number. I almost didn't answer. Rachel, a woman's voice asked, yes? This is going to sound insane. I'm not trying to start anything. Who are you? My name's Erica. He said you were crazy. But I don't think you are. My blood ran cold. Who said I was crazy? Josh. We've been seeing each other. My grip tightened on the phone. You're not Harper. No, her voice cracked. He told me she cheated. He said you kicked him out. He said he was heartbroken. Of course he did. I found your name on a letter in his glove box. I googled you. I saw everything. And now you're what? Sorry? I'm embarrassed. And angry. I just thought you should know. He's cheating on you, too? She didn't answer. I hung up. Karma's slow, Maya said. But it always arrives. Rotten fruit falls eventually, I muttered. If he's already on to a third? Fourth, I corrected. There was one between Harper and Erica. The gym girl. She blinked. Seriously? He doesn't love anyone. He collects them. For validation. For control. What are you going to do? Nothing. Nothing? He's collapsing all on his own. A week later, I got a message from Harper asterisk asterisk, did he cheat on you with me? Or was I the only one? I didn't reply. What could I say? Asterisk congratulations. You're not special either asterisk, Rachel, my aunt whispered at a family brunch, I'm sorry for what I said before. We've all heard things lately, about him. I know, I said, sipping my mimosa, he's not who we thought. He never was. He crafted a perfect image. Clean haircut. Ironed button-downs. Still used our wedding photos on his dating profile, but the cracks were showing. Women talking. Stories clashing. The mask slipping and me? I stopped explaining, stopped justifying. He was rotting, and I wasn't going to save him. Do not make eye contact unless I tell you, my lawyer said, straightening my blazer collar. I wasn't planning to, I muttered. You ready? As ready as I'll ever be. We stepped into the courtroom, white walls, hollow air, and him. Sitting like a victim, arms folded, face blanked. He looked thinner. Still smug. Still pretending. The judge called our names. We stood. He claims you were emotionally erratic. The judge asked. I didn't flinch. Yes, Your Honor, his lawyer said. Our client documented repeated emotional outbursts and erratic behavior. She discovered he was cheating, my lawyer snapped. His documentation is projection. Josh shifted. Still wouldn't look at me. And you're saying he hid assets? The judge asked. My lawyer nodded. Yes. We have bank transfers, cash withdrawals, and offshore deposits. All without her knowledge. The judge raised an eyebrow. Let's see them. We handed over the packet. Rachel, can you explain this transaction from May 16th? That's when he took out $12,000 and told me it was a business expense. And where did it go? Paris. With Harper. A murmur rippled across the courtroom. The judge looked at Josh. Is that true? He cleared his throat. That was a misunderstanding. My lawyer smirked. We have airline receipts, hotel bills, and Instagram posts. The therapist took the stand. Did she ever seem unstable to you? No. She was hurt. Angry. But never unstable. And what about him? The therapist paused. He wanted control. Not clarity. And when he couldn't get it, he twisted her emotions against her. Josh stared at the table. We called the IT expert next. Mr. Cartwright deleted over 700 messages and browser logs in one night. The day after she confronted him. Can you recover any of it? Yes. Screenshots were handed out. Call logs. Messages. One labeled Harper 2.0. The judge sighed. Is this really the narrative you want to maintain, Mr. Cartwright? Josh finally spoke. She's making me look like a monster. No, I said quietly. You did that. Yourself. Verdict day, Rachel Bennett is awarded sole ownership of the property, an equal split of remaining assets, and $40,000 in damages. I exhaled. No cheer. No celebration. Just relief. I in the hallway, I passed him. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Coward. Anything you want to say? I asked. Nothing. You lost more than a wife, I said. You lost me. He blinked. Still silent. I walked out into the sun, not free yet, but done. You still can't sleep? Maya asked, her voice soft through the phone. I do. Just, not. Well. Nightmares? Sometimes. Mostly just silence. It's loud now. Want me to come over? No. I'm okay. Really. She didn't believe me. I didn't blame her. I made the bed alone for the first time in months. The middle pillow didn't need fluffing anymore. I tossed it into the closet. Music played from my phone. Old playlists. Stuff I used to dance to in the kitchen. I walked barefoot across the floor. Wine glass in hand, and I twirled. Just once, just. To see if I still could. I found his cologne behind a box in the bathroom. I didn't throw it out. I opened it, the smell hit me like a wave. My knees buckled. I sat on the floor and cried like the divorce just happened, then I flushed it, and stood up. Have you tried writing again? Maya asked over lunch. No, why not? Because I'm scared I'll only write about him. Then do it. Get him out. The support group met every Thursday. First time I walked in, a woman with gray roots handed me tea. Don't feel pressure to share, she whispered. But if you do, start with your name. I didn't speak that day, but the next week, I did. I'm Rachel. And I let someone convince me I was hard to love. The silence that followed was comforting. They understood. Jason showed up at my office with 2 coffees. Peace offering, he said, holding them up like trophies. I didn't know we were at war. Still. Figured I owed you caffeine. Thanks. We sat outside on the steps. How have you been? He asked. Surviving. He nodded. No pressure, but if you ever want to talk, or not talk, I'm around. I'm not ready. Didn't ask you to be. That mattered more than he knew. Some nights, I'd draft texts and delete them. Do you regret it? Do you miss me? Did I ever matter? I never hit send. That was its own kind of healing. Maya brought over new curtains. Light gray. Matches your strength. I didn't know gray was strong. It's what happens when black and white survive each other. I hugged her. Hard. I opened a blank document one Sunday morning. Stared at it for 20 minutes, then I typed, this time, I choose me. And I hit save. That was enough. For now. I opened the email without thinking. The subject line just said, I owe you this. Hi Rachel, you don't know me. Well, you do. I'm the reason everything fell apart. Or at least, that's what I used to believe. He told me you were manipulative. Cold. Unfaithful. I believed him, until he did to me exactly what he did to you. I thought you were the villain. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I stared at the screen. Blinked twice. No anger. No rush of satisfaction. Just stillness. Maya texted seconds later. Saw his latest mess on Facebook. Told you karma would circle back. I replied, it always does. Quietly, do you feel better? She asked that night over wine. About what? Being right. Being vindicated. It's not about being right anymore. Then what is it? It's about being free. He didn't just cheat on her. There were others. One from work. One from the gym. One he met at some networking event. She found the messages. The receipts. Just like I had. History repeats itself. Especially when no one learns from it. I drove to the lake the next morning, the same place we met. The dock was still weathered. The water just as still. I held the ring in my palm. Funny how light it felt now, he said. He'd never take it off, I whispered. Turns out, he didn't have to. He just took off everything else. I crouched at the edge. Let the ring rest in the water for a second. Then dropped it. A quiet splash. That was it. No fanfare. No closure. Ballooned in fireworks. Just a choice. Mine. I stopped for coffee on the way home. The barista smiled. Haven't seen you in a while. I used to come in with someone. Well, come in for you now. I smiled. I do. At home, I opened my laptop. The document was still there. This time, I choose me. I added a line and I'd choose me again. When Maya called that night, she asked, would you take him back if he begged? No, not even to get the last word? I already got it. She paused. What was it? Goodbye. I wasn't erased. I was rewritten. Be me. On my terms.